Solar energy is considered to be one of the cleanest and renewable sources of energy among the available sources, but it has some environmental impact too. The main worry is that if these solar PV modules aren't being properly recycled, they are going to contribute to the world waste and pollution level at the end of their life, thus neglecting much of the positive impact that they had on climate change. Recycling is important in today's world if we want to leave this planet for our future generation. It is good for the environment since we are making new products from the old products which are of no use to us. Solar panels can be destroyed by natural disasters. Solar panels are built to handle the element being as sturdy as your car windshield. There are some circumstances that can crack them. A high-power hurricane, tornado, or earthquake that has the potential to destroy your solar panel. Natural disaster of any kind can destroy much more than your solar panel. Fire makes the solar cell destroy in extreme high temperature. Sometimes solar cell cause fire itself. There is a high chance of fire if interior wires are not installed properly. Short circuit can create fire hazard. PV modules typically have 25-year guarantee. After 25 years of use, the PV will produce at least 80% of the rated power. As the solar industry grows, the main problem is how to properly recycle the PV panel. With most solar panels having a minimum lifespan of 25 years, this is going to be a serious issue unless panels are recycled effectively. The two main types of recycling process are silicon-based and non-silicon-based recycling process. Silicon is the most widely used material in photovoltaic industry for making solar panels that convert solar energy into electricity. This module can be recycled up to 80% of all. Aluminum frames and junction boxes are separated manually. They are crushed in mold to separate glass, plastic, and metal, in which glass comes out more. Non-silicon-based modules require specific recycling technology such as the use of chemical baths. Dipping in an aqueous solution containing cadmium ion and silicon ion in order to separate the different semiconductor materials. For cadmium-telluride module, crushing the module and consequently separating the different fractions. This can recover up to 90% of the glass and 95% of the semiconductor material. PV module recycling work depends on the kind of technology used in the modules. There are plenty of steps in common silicon-based PV panel recycling process. The first step is collecting the waste module from customer to recycling industry. The task starts with separating different kinds of waste such as plastic, metal, glass, and so on. Some waste are classified by hand. The next step is shatter into large pieces and crush it with hammer mill into pieces smaller than 5 mm to break lamination board. After that, film layers are removed by sulfuric acid and hydrogen peroxide in stainless steel drum, rotating slowly at 4 to 6 hours. Then, the drum is slowly drained to classify where glasses to separate from liquid. They are moved into vibrating screen to separate glass from large pieces. The deposited materials are rinsed in water to precipitate by sodium hydroxide. Those precipitated materials are settled in thickening tank and made into metal-rich filter cake for test body, where they can process the semiconductor raw material. Remaining semiconductor films that obtained on the glass are removed by rinsing. The obtained clean glass is used to make new glass products.
Most companies recycle 96% of silicon-based modules according to WEEE standards. Around the world, some companies claim that 4% of the remains are not recycled. Remaining glass recoveries and fines ascend to energy recovery. Industrial production of recycling is in process of raw material acquisition, manufacture use, disposals, and recycling. Cost of recycled silicon wafer depends on fluidized bed reactor process. The industrial is now becoming cost-effective recycling. Solar photovoltaic PV system provides significant social and environmental benefits in comparison to the conventional energy source, thus contributing to sustainable development. However, manufacturing PV module can have consequences for workers and on the environment throughout their life cycle. from raw material extractions and procurement to manufacturing, disposals, and recycling. Large-scale PV development also needs land that may not be available or in competition with other land use. Conventional PV silicon-based manufacturing process have roots in the electronic industry. Many of the chemicals found in e-waste are also found in solar PV, including lead brominated flame retardants, cadmiums, and chromium. The manufacturing of solar cells involves several toxic, flammables, and explosive chemicals. Many of those components suppose a health hazard to workers involved in manufacturing of solar cells. Solar panels are often in competition with agriculture and can cause soil erosion. The disposal of electronic products is becoming an escalating environmental and health problem in many countries. Recycling of PV panel is currently not economically viable because waste value generated are too small. Significant values of end-of-life photovoltaic panel will begin to appear in 2025 or 2030. For example, in 2015, 222 gigawatts of solar panel is installed globally. So, after 30 years in 2045, this solar panel will become waste if we don't recycle it. Nowadays, the solar recycling industry can recycle about 96% of each solar panel. So, if we recycle those 222 gigawatts, we can recover up to 213 gigawatts. If we can fully recycle, the values of recovered material could be $450 million, and by the years of 2050, it will be $15 billion. Then the manufacturing of PV panel is not commercial benefit for its starting software production, but the recycling industry is running according to the product solar panel. The solar recycling is a long-term environmental strategy. The current studies show that recycling is technologically and economically profitable, but we need to think carefully. Environmental disposals and waste handling is important as it can cause environmental damage.